We're back with album review.
So,
So this week we've got Sleep's Holy Mountain by Sleep. This is a thing that Luke picked, and he's not here. I've got absolutely no context going into this.
me either. It's from '93.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's a band that's from like California,
Okay.
but that's all I got really.
Yeah.
They sound older than '93.
Yeah, they're going for they're like a doom metal sound, which is like very Black Sabbath inspired throughout this album.
The whole vibe on most of this album is generally the same. It's very stoner rock, like just very heavy, just heavy sounding rock. I don't know how to
It's
explain.
like slow and heavy.
Slow, heavy rock.
Yeah, because it's like super like down tuned, like
Slow, persistent riffs.
mm-hmm. Yeah, like
very like I don't know. It's like marching kind of. Tempo.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
But yeah, I guess we'll get into it. There's 9 tracks.
Yeah, there's not too many.
The first track is Dragonaut.
I think this is the big hit,
It is.
and this is probably my favorite.
Yeah, same.
Like-
Definitely my favorite. This one has a catchy sound to it.
Yeah, I like the sound of this one for sure. It's definitely one of the few like standout tracks to me because like
Yeah.
my issue with this album is that a lot of the tracks sound similar and they blend
Blends a
together.
lot. If you're not like looking at your phone and seeing, oh, it's a new track. It's the same vibe. So
Yeah, especially
not
because
realize.
like a lot of these songs, there's very few lyrics.
Yeah.
And they're very like reserved with it. It's mainly you're listening for the music and not the lyrics, which I mean, fair.
Yeah.
And a lot of it sounds nice. It's just a lot of it blends together at the end of the day.
It's a very specific mood that is trying to be set.
Yeah.
It's very clearly stoner metal. Like
Yeah, and the singer like he tries a few different like styles of singing throughout each song too.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't get too boring. So I appreciate it a lot for that.
most of the singing, especially on this first song, is definitely Black Sabbath from
A lot of Sabbath
Same
inspiration.
kind of vocal effects put on his voice, and they're from California, but they sound like they're singing with the same slight accent as a heavy rock band from Britain from back then.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. Like, there's one track we'll get to, like, he sounds almost like Ozzy at times.
yeah, like they're clearly inspired by Black Sabbath, and that's the sound they're trying to recreate. So they're doing that very well.
Mm-hmm.
So the next track is The Druid.
This one's alright. I mean, I mean, it's one of the better tracks to me, but, like, it's nothing too crazy.
No, this one I think like picked up a little bit towards the end. Like I think it got a little faster paced.
Yeah, another one with very few lyrics in it.
Yeah. The tempo on these songs changes a lot, though.
Yeah.
On some of the songs, it'll be... I mean, it's a fairly slow tempo to begin with, but then it'll, like, just... It sounds crazy the way they do it. It kind of, like, warps the sound slower, and, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like half the speed it started at, but it's still just the same, like, melody.
Yeah.
So it's a cool sound, but it does... If it's a longer track, they do get a little long. They feel
Yeah,
long.
some of these songs are a little long and get a little carried away with the sound.
But the next track is Evil Gypsy / Solomon's Theme.
I actually like this one on, like, the more recent listens of the album.
This
Like,
one was different.
yeah.
Like, there was a lot more aggressive singing style. It didn't quite
Yeah.
sound like Sabbath on this one.
Yeah, this one was, like, probably the most aggressive song.
I don't know who they sounded like, really.
Yeah, this is, like, kind of a unique sound in, like,
Yeah.
this song.
But it was cool that it was different. And,
Yeah.
I mean, the second half was kind of more of the first 2 tracks.
Yeah.
Back to just long instrumental, guitar,
Mm-hmm.
bass riffs, but good sound still.
Yeah.
But the next track is Some Grass, which is like 40-something
Yeah, this
seconds.
one's a little instrumental. This one's not bad.
It's like hillbilly sounding, kind of.
Yeah, this is the part, if it's a stoner metal anthem, this is the part where you smoke up again,
Yeah.
I feel like.
Probably.
It's
It's
like the little interlude part.
Yeah, it's like right in the middle, basically, the album. So that's probably what it is. It's a little toke sesh.
Yeah.
break,
You gotta be quick though, because it's only 40 seconds. And then you
Yeah.
get to the next
and then
song.
back into it with Aquarian.
Yeah. This one is the very Sabbathy one.
Yes.
Like, this one almost sounds like it could have come off of, like, Masters of Reality.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's exactly what I was thinking of when I was listening to it.
Yeah. Like, very, like, trippy sound, very slow,
Yeah.
very Ozzy-esque vocals.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad song. I do enjoy it quite a bit, but it's very Sabbath.
Yeah, definitely. That was a longer one too, I believe.
Yeah.
But the next track is also a long one. It's the title track, Holy Mountain.
This one's alright.
Yeah, this one was kind of slow.
Yeah.
It had its ups and downs, but it kind of dragged on. It was kind of like 8 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. This is one of the longer ones. I thought this one was alright.
Yeah, nothing really special about it. It didn't separate itself from the rest of the track list.
No.
So, a little strange to be picked for the title track, but I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next track, Inside the Sun. This one, I think if I'm remembering correctly, is the one that kind of sounded like Led Zeppelin, like something off of Physical Graffiti, the singing style.
I could see that, yeah.
Because it had that weird, like, wavery vocal effect on it. But other than that, the instrumental was mainly the same as the
Yeah,
rest of the vibe.
very consistently.
Yeah. Next track is From Beyond, which this one was like 10 minutes.
This is another really long one, and I thought it was alright. I think it just went on for too long.
Yeah, like if a song's gonna be that long, it's hard to do just an instrumental track that's that long to me. Unless
Yeah.
it's doing a lot of crazy stuff. But
Like, there is songs that do it well, like Orion by Metallica is the first one I think of. It's like an 8-minute instrumental, but like, it has different sections, and like, the instrumentals are constantly changing, like, throughout it.
and it stands out in the track list because
Yeah.
it's not all just songs that are, 6 to 8 minutes long that are mostly instrumental and mostly
Yeah.
the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main thing that I'm taking away from the album.
Yeah,
Main,
definitely.
Main downside to it.
Yeah.
But the next track, the final track, is Nain's Baptism.
It's another instrumental track.
Another
It's
instrumental.
not bad. I like it better than the other one, but it's still nothing too crazy to me.
This one just slows it down the further along you get in the song, which is kind of good for an outro, I guess. It definitely gives the vibe that, like, it sounds like you're, like, dying. Like, it makes you
Mhm.
feel like your heart rate is, like, decreasing when the song's
Because this one just
slowing
slows down.
Yeah. So, interesting end.
Yeah, definitely. Like, another one of my personal favorites, honestly, is like the first and the last track are like my top two, which is interesting.
The songs that are going to be my favorite on here are the ones that stood out in any way, because
Yeah.
most of the rest do blend.
It's a very blended album, and I guess I'll do final thoughts. Like, I honestly expected to like this album more,
Yeah.
but like, it's not a bad album. I definitely enjoy quite a few of the tracks, but like, it just blends a lot for me, and it kind of drags it down for me quite a bit. And I love the sound. I love the doom metal sound, but I don't know. Like, it's just very Sabbathy, and that's not an issue with it. I like that, but again, it just blends too much because they spend too much time on like long ass songs that
Yeah.
sound very similar.
Yeah, like it sounded good, and it's something that I would just throw on in the background and not know what song's on, and it doesn't matter because it's
Yeah.
just for the mood that it's setting.
Oh yeah.
But like, if I don't know, it's not an album that I'm gonna be throwing on and being like, oh yeah, here's this track, because it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least it wasn't like. The album as a whole wasn't like crazy long for what it was doing. It was 52 minutes, so I thought
Yeah.
they kept it to a good length. But
I'd say
some
so.
of the tracks were so long that like you couldn't distinguish between some of them. But that's my main gripe with the album. I just thought it was an interesting sound though, and it definitely made me feel like I was listening to some Sabbath that I never heard.
Mm-hmm.
Like at times.
We'll go to scores. Since I'm picking this week, I'll go first.
Yeah.
What do I want to give it? It's between two ratings.
I think I have a number in mind.
I think I'll be a little nicer. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
I think it's got some great sound to it. I just think as an album, it's not that strong.
Yeah.
So I think 6 is like the highest I could possibly give it.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
That's what I was gonna give it.
For the same reasons. It kind of feels more like a recording session demo tape because it's kind of just a vibe that's being kept for 52 minutes.
Yeah.
There are some moments here and there, and they do the thing where they slow the tempo down a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, it didn't feel like a cohesive album. Like, I don't know. It didn't feel like the first track was kind of just the hit track.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like an intro, and then there was just long tracks in there. So yeah, it was good sound, but not good enough for the album to get a good score for how it was set up.
Definitely agree. So I'm gonna pick an artist that we have done before, but it's another album by this group that most people probably don't know. We're going to be doing Audio Visions by Kansas.
I don't know that album.
Okay, I did not expect you to. It's another album with not a lot of huge hits off of it, because we've done their self-titled one, which is their first album. Which is another album that doesn't have a lot of big hits on it, but it's very good as a self-contained experience. This one is still good. I don't know if it's as good as that one, but I think people are gonna like it.
The little music I know by Kansas, I do enjoy a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll like it.
Oh yeah.